Hello everyone, I am Dr. Digambar Ghodke from the Department of English. Welcome to this lesson 9 on research methodology. In this lesson as well, we shall talk about certain aspects related to research methodology, that is adopting appropriate research methodology. Friends, choosing the right research methodology for the research study can be a challenging task. A wrongly chosen research methodology impacts the quality and success of a study. So, it is important to know how to choose the right research methodology. New researchers often need help to choose the correct study or research methods that will help them accomplish the goals of their study. So, we need to ask some questions. The first is, what is the methodology in research papers, and how to select a research methodology for that work. A researcher must pose the right research question or hypothesis or come up with a well-defined problem statement before thinking about how to choose research methods. Before choosing the right research methodology, the researcher should consider the following aspects. That is, a good study or research method must first align with the intended scope of research and its objectives. It should allow completion of the research project within the stipulated time and with available resources. Thirdly, it should align with the norms of the specific research area. Fourthly, it should include appropriate data collection tools. Fifthly, it should include data analysis strategy compatible with the data set. And finally, it should include a proper sampling design that takes into account access to the target group or population. Now, we shall talk about types of research methodology. We already discussed the types of research in detail in our lessons 5 and 6 earlier. While considering the research methods, the researcher should understand the types of research methodology. So, we will now overview the types of research methodology and their examples. Research on identifying consumer preferences or student choices can be an example of descriptive research. In this type of research, a researcher simply reports the present state of affairs and has no control over the variables. It is not difficult to decide the right research methodology for descriptive studies. Most researchers use surveys as data collection tools in this research. Secondly, research on the possible future emergence of SARS-CoV-2 variants in analytical research. In this type, researchers study existing data on the origin of the variants. The analytical research method must consider data sourcing and data mining tools, comparative and correlational assessments, and predictive modeling approaches. Studies in fields such as space sciences, ecology, and archaeology are the examples of fundamental research. The third type of research method I am talking about. There is no single answer to how to select a research method here, as these are aimed at creating a broad knowledge base to be utilized in the future for other types of research. The testing of antiviral drugs, analysis of political trends, polls, and the mapping of market trends fall in the domain of applied research. For example, the use of cryptocurrency. These are aimed at finding solutions for problems or enabling the planning of outcomes for a business or political agenda. Next, a methodologist gathers quantitative measurements of variables that influence whether Such research is quantitative research and is characterized by the use of rigorous statistical methods with outcomes presented in the form of graphs and tables. Studies on people's ideas and opinions on social, political or economic issues can be the examples of qualitative research. It is exploratory in nature and the data are collected through interviews. Further, research aimed at developing hypotheses and theories or reinterpreting abstract concepts is called conceptual research. For example, a review of Einstein's theory of relativity after the discovery of gravitational waves. Testing of hypotheses falls in the category of empirical research, which involves experiments to gather evidence to either prove or disprove the hypothesis. The experimental results of empirical research are fact-based, reliable and reproducible. So, while choosing the research methodology, the researcher should keep in mind that the type of research should match with the three broad categories of research methods. The first category is quantitative methods. So, they are used to test hypotheses or problem statements, which involve close-ended and structured data collection, large sample sizes, deductive reasoning and objective approaches. The second type or category is common study research methods, and under this we can talk about laboratory experiments, which are conducted in controlled environments by manipulating variables to collect numerical data. Secondly, meta-analysis. It is a statistical method used to deduce a universal conclusion from multiple scientific studies trying to answer the same question. This method minimizes disparities across studies owing to differences in sampling strategies and other variables. Thirdly, the third category we can say is surveys. These consist of a list of questions specifically designed to collect quantifiable information from a target group or population. For surveys, the researcher should select a sample representative of the target population, usually 10% of the target population or minimum 100 people, pre-test the survey on a small number of people before rolling it out on a large scale. Thirdly, a researcher should adopt robust data entry approaches such as a two-pass verification to avoid errors and discrepancies. And thirdly, a researcher should design a survey from scratch or use publicly available survey data. The next way of data collection is secondary data collection. This method uses existing data from government reports, press releases, corporate reports, etc. to add significance to the primary research. The second category can be broad category is qualitative methods, which explores intangible occurrences and are used to form themes or develop theories or concepts. These involve some smaller samples, mostly semi-structured data collection methods, inductive reasoning and subjective and open-ended approaches. The most widely adopted research methods under qualitative methods are interviews. Here, researchers ask open-ended questions to participants and collect qualitative data. Second is focus groups. These allow researchers to facilitate or prompt a thematic discussion among a group of people, collect opinions and thoughts via recording and prepare transcripts, segregate information into sets and subsets, analyze information and interpret conclusions, themes or patterns. The next type of qualitative research method is case studies. These are used to study a phenomenon using multiple data resources or sources and uncover all of its facets to fine precision. Literature review is yet another qualitative method. This involves sourcing information from published articles, research reports, abstracts, and monographs. This method allows researchers to collect authentic information, discover research methodology suited to their research, find data collection approaches, and interpret their results in light of related research. The third broad category is combination or mixed study research methods. These are used in studies where one approach may not suffice for obtaining in-depth and comprehensive understanding of the research problem. In these cases, researchers often adopt mixed study research methods. A combination of both qualitative and quantitative study research methods enhances the overall strength of research outcomes. Research methodology is the most powerful. However, it may not be applicable across all settings and is restricted by time and resource limitations. Thus, the final decision of how to select the research methodology must match the research objectives and proposed outcomes. I hope this particular discussion was helpful to you all. Have a wonderful learning time. Thank you.